going to be starting afresh. A couple of you that are just joining us now. Like I was saying, my name is Lizzy. A lot of us already know me. And if I just joining you for the first time, my name is Lizzy Dahunsi. I'm the convener of this workshop. We do this on a monthly basis where we come together to enlighten one another on skills and topics that we need for our jobs, our careers, right? And our topics have kind of like shifted lately. We have shifted from doing design and then developer. There was a time we did designer developer series for a while. Yeah, so our topics have kind of shifted because the market has shifted to AI, right? And all are now incorporating AI. As a matter of fact, there's no tool right now that doesn't have AI embedded in it. Same for Figma. And Figma is one tool that everybody uses. Everybody needs to know how to use in case you have not used it before, because you can do quite a number of things with it. You can build a portfolio with it. You can build a website for somebody with it. You can create your products, what's it called? Product landing page, like to sell a particular product. You can create a book in case you write a book and you want to like maybe, market the book to the public or present the book to the public. Figma is that tool that you can use for simple landing pages and the likes. And it doesn't come with something like it doesn't come with a rigid interface. Like it's actually a very simple interface, but I feel like a lot of us don't use it enough because I have quite a number of people coming to me to ask different how am I going to do it? Or can I use Figma to do this? Can I use Figma to do that? Yeah, and because we now have AI inside, it makes it a very good topic for us to talk about right now, because right now we are now building smarter. We're no longer building with the that we used to build before. So before I bring our guest speaker up, I would like to, introduce him. Hamza and I has worked together for a long time now. Which year was that? Is it
2022?
2022? Yeah, I'm not so good with dates. 2022, and he's one of like the smartest person I know when it comes to design. And in maybe 2023, 2024, I don't know. I know that he joined a particular group of people that build Figma sites, templates, yeah, for people. And as a matter of fact, my very first portfolio, in fact, not even my first portfolio, I still use it now. It was Hamza that did it for me, and he did it with Figma, right? And that was when he started using the tool, and I was one of the people that benefited from that skill. And over time, I've seen how he has grown. Like he's now my Oga when it comes to that area, and he has built a community, he has built a life, he has built a skill, and he has even earned through this skill, right? Where UI UX and product designer at the company we're working for, and he was doing this like building the Figma skill, on the side. And it is with great honor and pride that I'm bringing him to one of my workshops to be the guest speaker, to be the one to teach us how to build smarter in Figma. We're going to be touching a lot of things that many of us don't know that we can actually use this to. So some of us are product designers here. We might think, oh, you still need a developer before you can ask people that you can build their websites for them. I mean, we have moved past that stage. Before, we used to be like dependent on developers. Yeah, like we tell them that, oh, you still need the developer that will develop it and write the code. Figma is one of the first tools that actually came to like lift or close that gap. You understand? And if you don't know that you can use this right now, then this is me telling you that you are losing money. You are creating a gap somewhere, and Figma can close it up for you. Before I bring him up, I'd like to ask a few icebreaker questions. I can see quite a number of us in the call. So just put it in the chat. I just wanted to put it in the chat. Just let us know where you're joining from, product designer, developer, or you're not any way related to design at all, you're just curious about Figma, I want to see it in the chat. Quickly, we have a lot of things today so that we can gain as much before our time elapses. Let's do that quickly. And then while we are doing that, another icebreaker question for us is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your current Figma skill? And if you want to unmute, you can actually unmute. I mean, our calls are always entering. So if you want to unmute, just raise up your hand or unmute, to speak. Okay. Okay, 5/10. I can see somebody that says 5/10. Who else? Your famous skill. My famous skill, actually, honestly, is also 5/10. So I'm not even going to lie. It's one of the reasons why I said I know we really, really need this conversation. Okay, I can see someone say they are just curious about Figma. Yeah, good. That's a good place to be. 3/10. Hey, my friend, very dark designer. I used to mistake him for a very dark man. 3/10. I can say 0. Okay. I think that's also a good place to be. I mean, that means you're also curious. Yeah, and the good thing is that you don't even have to be like a designer before. 2/10. Sure, no problem. It's also a good place to be. It means that we all need this. I can say another 2/10. I think our 5/10 is like the first class students right now. Okay, that's good. That's good. It shows that we are here to learn. Okay, I think this one will require us to unmute your mic if you want to, and if you don't want to, you can just type it in the chat. The next question is, what is one thing that you tried to do in Figma and you completely gave up? Now I have my, but let me see you guys on. What's one thing that you have been trying to do in Figma and you gave up? Maybe you were using it before and then just, David, I've not seen your message in this chat. I'm coming for you. So what's that thing that you?
My message is there now.
Okay. New to Figma. Okay, I see. Okay, someone said they wanted to create a portfolio website, and then I don't know, did you give up? Were you able to create it to an extent? So for me, one thing that I gave up on, he said he gave up. One thing I gave up on is trying to save space. Yeah. So after the portfolio framer site that Amza created for me, I wanted to update my portfolio website. If you guys remember that last workshop we did a portfolio review live session where we had Benjamin review portfolios. Yeah. So I wanted to incorporate some of those tips and tricks that we got in that amazing class. And then Prima sent me a message that I've exhausted my space or something. And I was like, and since then I've not gone back to finish what I started. So that's one thing. Like, how do I save space? I know that I'm throwing out there because I know that Amza is here to help us answer that. Breakpoints. Another person said breakpoints for tablets and mobile responsiveness. Okay, and you gave up because of that. Okay, yeah, you're in the right place because Amza will help us to solve all our problems, all our framework problems. Yeah, and I think another thing that I tried doing that I didn't give up, I just that I have time to go back to figure it out. And I don't know if it's even possible, but I'm going to be leaving that also for Amza to answer when it comes up. Is instead of when I say I wanted to update my portfolio, instead of me building from scratch or another template or another way, can't I just bring those ones I already have in the previous template and then just put them on the clean new template I want and then just change the interface. Like the interface will change, but everything will just be there. I was able to copy and paste, print some copy and paste. And then I also, discovered that there was CMS that you can, if it's imports. Anyway, don't let me get into it. Let me leave it to Answer. But it was becoming so stressful for me, and I was like, you know what, I will just come back to this. So, and that's because I didn't know how to build smarter. If I knew the right thing to do at that time, it would have been stressful or difficult for me. I might have finished that portfolio by now. You get so. Without much ado, thank you guys for your responses. It shows that we all really need to speak of myself, and I'm glad that Amza is the right person here to help us tackle all our tanglings. So, Amza, the floor is yours. Thank you so much. Please let me appreciate him. Drop some emojis, emojis, reactions, so that Hamza won't feel shy. He's actually a very shy person. So that he's so shy.
Thank you very much, Lizzie, and good evening, everyone. Thank you for taking your time to come here, and thank you for inviting me over here, Lizzie. Lizzie has said so many things about me. Please don't believe her. I am not very good at frame. I'm still learning like you, but let's just try to share as much as we can. And please, if you have any question I want to ask, please note it down towards the end of the question, towards the end of the presentation. I'll be entertaining your questions and I'll do my best to answer them. And if I don't have answer, we can look it up together because currently the tech world is crazy right now, and especially with the inception of AI, there's been a lot of disruption, there's been a lot of tears, and there's been a lot of happiness. So one thing that I'll say before we start is that you guys are very, very lucky to be interested in Framer at this point, and you guys are a little bit unlucky. So I'll tell you why you are a little bit unlucky, and I'll tell you why you are lucky. So first of all, let's talk about Framer. So Framer started out in 2014 as a prototyping tool. So I'm sure a lot of you here are designers. So what Framer wanted to do then was just to create a way to help developers show prototypes of products before they build it live. But eventually, they now saw that this framework that they're building can actually work on live products. So they now transited to building websites, especially with how Webflow, because Webflow was the king then, there was WordPress. But what Figma wanted to do was to create a system where people will be able to create intuitive websites easily without stress. And they already have a very, very good framework with their prototyping tool. And at that time, people were no longer using Figma for prototype again. Developers were incorporating it into building. There's something called Figma Motion. It's a little bit different from Figma, but it's just a framework that developers use to have like smooth transitions, smooth scroll, and all of those things. So you're going to be having a look at Figma now, and I'll be expanding on it as we go. Yeah, so if you can hear me, kindly signify using an emoji so that I can know that you guys are with me before we continue. All right, awesome, awesome. So let me share my screen now. So if you can see my screen, let me know. Yeah, awesome. So now before we jump into Framer, let's actually see some Framer websites. And I don't know if you guys, if you see Framer websites, whether you recognize it. So let's look at I think I have a tab open for that. Yeah. So this is Framer gallery, right? Let me drop this link for you guys in the chat box. Um, don't worry, calm down now. You're getting there. I'll tell you why you're unlucky. The unlucky is not like it's a negative something. Don't worry, just calm down. So this is a gallery where you can see websites that people have built. Can see those of you that say you want to build your portfolio, you can come here and get inspiration. You can steal from here, but be careful, don't steal like an artist, right? Don't plagiarize somebody's work, right? You can take some inspiration from here to build your own. We are going to do a sample here on how you can come here and steal some things and use it to create your own. Maybe that will be what we use for our demo today, right? So you can come here, it's unending. You can be scrolling for days and you keep seeing more and more um, more and more websites that are currently live, and you can use them, you can take screenshots of them to use it to build your own. Now let's quickly talk about why I said that you are lucky and you're a little bit unlucky. Now the good thing about this stuff that I'm saying that you guys are lucky is that the main thing there is just AI. So let's go into Framer. So this is the Framer environment. I'll talk about the features and everything here. But if you look at this right hand side here, you see this agent here, you see chat, and you see this chat box. About 3 weeks ago, this thing did not exist in Framer. So traditionally, if you wanted to build in Framer, you have to go to somewhere like Figma where you have a design, and you have to use a Framer plugin to import your design into Framer before you now start manually creating breakpoints like this, and you now start uh, making it responsive. But now, with what we have now, you can come to this agent here, just like do you chat with your AI chatbot, you can speak to Framer to build whatever you want to build, right? This is the part where I said that you guys are lucky. It's very, very easy. In fact, right now, you don't even need to know how to do anything on Framer. If you know how to make noise, if you know how to describe what you want to do, you can just come here and talk to Framer. So long you have money to pay for the credit, so because all of these things are they charge you depending on the model that you're using, right? So all of these GPT are from GPT, all these sonnets are from Claude, right? Initially, this Fable and Open Source they free for everybody to use, but right now you have to upgrade before you can even use this. But for now, you can use this for free, but you have like credits to use. Also, if you don't want to pay for this, there's another way that you can do this. But at the end of the day, you need to pay for it for an AI model. You can use Codex, you can use um Claude as well using the MCP. Don't worry, I'll tell you what MCP is later. But now let's look at okay, I was just talking about the lucky part, right? The lucky part is that you can use AI to build everything you want to build from bottom to the top. You can tell the AI to create um the CMS for you, to do everything for you, to organize it for you. You don't even need to know how to do anything, which is part that is lucky. Now the part that I'm saying that you guys are unlucky, it's not like it's a negative thing. So before now, one of the big business in Framer is you making templates, which we have that over here. You see that if you look at the left hand tab, you see templates. So now these are Framer templates, right? So in the past, you can make Framer templates and be selling. I've personally worked for brands that their job is to create templates and sell. I have a couple of templates that I will sell. I've sold a lot of templates on this template marketplace, so I know what I'm talking about. So you can come and sell templates and make money. But now it has greatly with the advent of this AI, which has made you lucky. Your lucky part is that if you create a template now, people can literally go inside your templates, take screenshots of it, and send it to uh, the AI and tell them to rebuild it for them, thereby bypassing buying the templates. So this has really affected the template marketplace. So right now, the only templates that are going to be selling are templates that are like we are not even talking about good templates here. You have to be like the creme de la creme, right? And the other unlucky part now is that because of people are getting familiar with AI, and Framer has introduced AI into their products, clients are now moving towards creating their templates themselves because they know how to use AI. So it's now very, very difficult. In the past, it used to be very, very difficult to get clients to, but now it's now super difficult. So you have to be very, very exceptional for you to get clients in the current climate. So the positive part is that Framer is easy to learn and use now, and the other part is the converse aspect of it is that because it's easy to learn and use now, clients are now able to do this themselves, right? But there is a loophole for this, which we are going to have a look at later. So now let's look at the frame itself. I'm going to tell you how you can market yourself, how you can find clients, how you can go about it. It's going to be very difficult, but it is not impossible. People are making millions. About 3 weeks ago, a couple of guys crossed making $1 million on Contra. I'm going to show you guys Contra later. So you guys can go and create an account there and be using it. But let's look at the Figma canvas. Before we talk anything about the Figma canvas, I want to know if everybody is with me or if I've lost you because I've been yapping since. Please drop an emoji if you are with me. All right, great. So now this is the Figma canvas. Before you come to this Figma canvas did not come out of thin air. You have to like create a Figma account. When you have a Figma account, you have an environment like this. Then you click on new projects, and Figma will automatically create a project for you. You give it a generic name like this. So you have to like edit the name and give. So this one now I can name it maybe colors. There's a colors portfolio. Okay, so for our demo, we are going to be building a portfolio for color on this call, and we are not going to. I'm not going to be doing anything. I'm not going to stress myself. I'll just show you how to use AI to do it. You can do it traditional way by you can come into this design, and just like the way you have Figma, you will now start designing from scratch here. Nobody does that, and I believe that in the future, this design tab is going to go. But what is this design tab? Let's talk about the features that we have on this framer here. So if you're on this canvas, you see this place called design and you see this place called pages, right? So these pages are what are actually going to go live. And this design is where you can come and design, just like there you have Figma. See this Figma canvas here is that I can just create a frame and I start designing, right? That's the same thing that you can do in this design here. So just see this design as Figma inside Framer, right? For me, I've never used this before because I've never had to use it. In fact, I don't even know how to use it. I don't even know what to even do here because I've never had to use it. So for me, this is a very, very useless feature, but they are doing this to compete with Figma, right? Now, the place that you have business with is this pages here. So this is where everything that you are going to be building, you are going to be designing, this is where they will be when they are live. Now, so everything here is under these pages, right? Then you now have layers. You just like you have your layers in Figma, you can also have your layers. So for each of your pages now, there's going to be layers of okay. When we start designing, we'll see what those layers are, and then there are assets. So assets are basically components, styles, all the things that you are using to build your portfolio. This is where they will be. If you create a component, it will be here. There's something called templates within your design. So an example of a template is like this template is different from the template in your marketplace. So these templates here are recurring things that will be on your page. For example, the footer and maybe the top navigation bar now, they are going to be on every pages. So you can create a template for them. So once you create it once, you won't have to be going to every page you create to go and be pasting it one after the other, right? That's what this template is for. You can use it, you can choose not to use it, but using it is better because it will help you have consistency and reduce the time which you are going to be designing, because instead of you be pasting those nav bar and footer on every single page, they will be there. Then if you look at this right hand side, in the past, this agent didn't used to be here. All we had here was this style. So this style will only show when you have elements over here. You see the properties of those elements, and you can use it to style those elements. And you're going to be seeing it once we start designing. And if you look at up here, these are just elements that you can use to create your design. If you click on this plus, you can insert icons, shaders, which is a relatively new feature that it dropped. You can use this for backgrounds, right? You can modify your logo. So these are basically modifiers, basically. So if you have an element on your website, you can use these shaders to modify that element. We'll try and see if we can apply it on this. If we can apply it here, then media. That is if you're adding Lottie files, GIF, videos. These are the elements that you're going to use. Forms, interactive. So these interactive are pre-built components that Figma built for you. You can actually build this yourself, but they've already created it for you to just use it automatically. And then these are socials, utility, creative. So all of these creative are just graphical elements to embellish your website, to make it look better, just to add some interaction on your website. So don't worry, we'll try and see if we can incorporate some of these things. You don't need to use all of these things, basically. These are just to help you. These are just to help you build your website. Now, a more important feature that you know is collections, CMS collections. Now, these CMS are very, very important. If you are building a website, for example, let's say you are building a website like a portfolio, for example, you're going to be having case studies. Now, one of the advantages that this CMS help you do is that it can create a collection for those your case study. So the CMS help you to build a structure. So all you have to do is just to be adding content. So we'll see if we can do that on this code, because CMS can be very, very broad. CMS is crazy, right? So once you have your CMS, for each of your CMS collection, we have fields. Don't worry, we are going to see it. So let's quickly do a demo. I think we've made a lot of noise. We are going to see how to publish your website. We are going to see how you can submit a template as well later. So now, for this demo, we are going to be using AI. Now, there are two ways you can use AI. You can use the AI here. This AI didn't used to be here, but they did it because of something called MCP, where people have been using AI to build websites, but not in Figma. You connect your Figma to your AI chatbots, and you'll be building from your AI chatbots. Figma now said, no, if we are doing this, people will be leaving our products. Why don't we bring AI into our products? So that's why we have this over here. So in the past, if I wanted to build using AI, what I would do is I'll right click no, not right click, where is it? Plugins. Okay. 1 second. Why can't I find that? They're always moving things around. Okay. This is crazy. So this is where they put the plugins now. So now, this is what I want to show you. I think that there are two ways that you can use AI. It's either you're using the AI in Figma, or you're using an external AI. So I'll just show you an example of how you can use external AI, and then I'll now show you how to use the Figma AI, because for you to use an external AI, you need to have a subscription. So fortunately, I have a cloud subscription. So I'll just show you how you can do that and how you can now do it with your own. So let's click on browse all. So there's a plugin called MCP. Okay, I want to plugins are basically tools that have been built by Framer and other developers to help you build faster and better. So I forgot to show you that over here. You know, there's templates here, there's components, there's vectors, there's plugins. So now one of the business in Framer is that it's not only templates that you can sell. You can actually make plugins and be selling it. You can make vectors and be selling it. You can make components and be selling it as well. So you can also come to all of these places to come and look at this. Maybe you are building a project now, and you might find a very, very interesting component that will work for you. You can either pay for it. If it's a paid one, if it's a free one, you copy it and you go and use it, right? So now, plugins are just basically uh, uh, tools that people have built to enable you build faster. It's not like maybe you can't build without plugins, but sometimes plugins help you to build very, very faster. So let's go back into Framer. So you see this MCP here. If you click on this MCP, you're able to connect this a particular Framer account to a Claude or Codex account where you cannot be building from Claude or Codex. Why is he asking me to log in? Okay, let me use this one. Let's give it a second. 8311. Okay. Okay. Guys, are you following? I follow a bit of energy. Okay, good. So now I've connected this my account to MCP. Now, if I want to make any changes to my to this my build now, this is my account. All I have to do is to copy this and I'll go to my cloud account. So now this is my cloud account. This is paid. So I'll paste it here and I'll now tell it, hi Claude, can you check if you have access to this Framer work or Framer design?
You say what eye blood? White
Don't
blood.
worry, don't worry. To is AI to it will overlook it because it's going to go through the link. It's now asking me to allow. It's checking Framer connection now. Okay. So the connection to your actual project is live, yes. Plugin needs to be running inside Framer for me to see anything. Open Framer project, press Command K. It's running now. Okay, let me close it and open it again. Command K. All right. So let me try try again and try again. So guys, please, if you are busy, don't try using this Framer 5 or if you have Figma 5 or the reason why I'm using it is because I want this to be very fast. So plugin has to say open. What's going on? It's open over here now. Let me copy the link again. Okay, try again now. And if you are still having any challenge, let me know how to fix the error. So this is how you use AI, right? If you are getting errors, you ask it to give you a solution, right? So let's see if it will connect now. If it does not connect, I don't know, maybe we'll have to just use the one on Framer to build what we want to build. So the plugin isn't actually open right now. It has to be open. It's open now. Browser is if Framer is opening, but make sure the plugin.
I think you're using a Framer on the browser.
Yes. I guess that's why it's not working.
Uh,
I guess that's why it's not working. Okay. Let me use it here. Hi Claude, can you connect to this Framer project? Let's see if it will work now. So one of the reasons why I don't like using the Framer desktop is that sometimes it lags, and if it's on the web, it's easy to just refresh and clear the cache. That's why I don't really like using it. But the proper way to use tools like this is to use the app itself. Okay, it has connected now. It has connected now. No one can hear me yet. Okay. Maybe we'll come back to this. Let's just use the one on Framer because it's taking us a lot of time. So guys, I want to show you a trick now. And this trick is very, very important. So now we want to build something using AI. Now, if you want to build something using AI, you need to give it proper documentation. This documentation can be a Word document, it can be a Markdown file, it can be a PDF, and it can also be inspiration like pictures of what you want to do. So for this example, we are going to be using maybe Gemini or ChatGPT to create a PRD, and then we will also now add some screenshots that we want the AI to take inspiration from to build this. So right now, what we have here is GPT 5.5. This is going to take a lot of credit, right? Let's use this. Let's use this Terra. Hold on. Did they say
Terra is new. It takes more.
it takes more?
Yeah.
Okay, let's use this base one. So now let's go to ChatGPT because ChatGPT is very, very good for documentation. So now let's tell it that once we build a website for Color. So let's assume that Color is a senior product designer. Okay.
Or
Let's just yeah.
a digital marketer. Let's go outside of
Okay.
the
Okay. All right. Okay. Hello GPT. It's been a while. Today I want to work on a client work. It's a website portfolio for someone named Kola Ogunjobi. He's a digital marketer and has been working for over 5 years. He currently lives in Dubai, but he wants to expand his business to be global. So he wants to create a world-class website using Framer. What I want you to do is to create a documentation for how the landing page is going to be. We want this to be a one-pager portfolio that will be sleek, straightforward, visually aesthetic, and I also want Framer to use WebGL, 3GS animation style for this so that the scrolling will be smooth. You can also let me know if there are other things that we can add to the website to make it world class. As you know, you are very, very smart. So don't give me gibberish. Thank you. All right, let's see what ChatGPT will do. Okay, that was fast. So Kola Gunjobi portfolio, platform framer. See, so it has basically organized this, right? This is good. This is good. This is good. This is good. So this is not where we'll stop, right? So now we are going to tell it that it should change this. You know, when I was talking about this earlier, I was saying that you can feed AI with Markdown file, you can put a PDF, you can use a Word document. Now, because you're using AI, you don't want to exhaust your credits. So if you want to put like a large information and send it to AI, always use a Markdown file. So a Markdown file is like a watered down version of a Word document, which doesn't have fluff. So now let's tell ChatGPT to give us a Markdown file that we can download. Okay, this look good. I would like this to be exported as a Markdown file that I can download and share to Framer. So as you can see now, we are not even doing anything in Framer yet too. So now, once we have this Markdown file, the next thing I want to do now is to go to websites where you can get inspo. You can go to godly.website. I don't know which ones, which which place you have. So this is the markdown file, right? So let me click on it. So it has downloaded it. So we have this markdown file. Now look at it. It's not even up to 1 kilobyte. It's bytes. It's not even up to 1 kilobyte. So okay. So ChatGPT is even giving us a recommendation. He said instead of stopping at a design brief, we can create a full project requirements. Don't worry this one. Thank you, Vasabi. So don't let AI to be the one to direct you to what you want to do. Always use AI for production. Make sure that you are the brain of your work. AI is better for production to build, to do the grunt work. You are better at conceptualizing, giving it direction on what you want to do. So now it's recommending that we do some other things, but this is beyond the scope of what we want to do, right? But if this is a client work and you need all of these things, you can come and pick and choose what you want to do. But right now, we just want to build a website. Now we have our Markdown file. What we now want to do now is to go and look at inspirations that we want to also add to it to further give AI an understanding of what you want to do. So let's go to that framework templates section that we are. So let's go to this template here. So look at this Lucas Miller. This guy don't cast. This portfolio is everywhere. So let's look for something unique. Let's see. There should be something called not trending free templates. Okay, we saw one earlier under this gallery, right? Where we're seeing some beautiful portfolio. So now for this marketing website now, did I click on something by mistake? Okay, sorry. So yeah, doing something with a white background, clean like this might be good for us. So let's open this in another tab. Let's visit the site. Okay, 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 okay. Let's look at this one as well. Okay, okay. I think I like this one. So you can come here now. You can use this guy, Go Full Page. It's a plugin, right? So this Go Full Page basically just gets a screenshot of the page from top to bottom, right? So I can just download this as a PNG, right? Then let's look for another one. Just one more. Okay. Okay, so let's do the same thing. Go Full Page. So now we've stolen two websites now, right? Now let's go back to our portfolio. So we can use GPT, we can use these ones to consume more. Which one will consume the list here?
Sonnet. I think Sonnet.
Uh,
I
but
think
this
I
Sonnet is not really good for building.
forbidden.
It's not good for building. It's
Five.
Opus and Stable that are better. Let's just use this GPT 5.5. Yeah, so now from here now, we can add all the things that we've created. Then after adding it, we can now give it some more information. Can I say, hi, we want, okay. This is another nice way we can do it. Let's go back to ChatGPT. Check this out. Hi, GPT. I want to send a prompt to Framer to build this website using this MD file that I just provided. Can you provide a concise and straightforward prompt that I can send to Framer to use the MD file as well as some inspo screenshots that I've sent to it to build the website? kindly give me a prompt that Framer will understand, something that will be straightforward, and something that will not exhaust my credits. So now this is another smart way to approach building with AI. You'll be using one AI model to build. You'll now be using another AI model to toast that AI, right? To tell it what to do. So all I just have to do now, I can just really go through it. Use portfolio website using this markdown document as the primary source of truth. And also use the attached inspiration screenshot. You see, exactly what I said. It also gives some information about who caller is. And then he's saying that you follow the markdown for all sections. You see what we just did now. So I'll just copy this and I'll go back here and I'll paste it and I'll now send. So all we have to do now is to wait for it to cook, right? So now, while this is cooking, let's quickly talk about um, this marketplace here, right? So we talked about templates, and I told you that the template marketplace is kind of a shambles because of how easy it is to steal a template and rebuild it and all of the likes. Same goes for all of these components, right? There's something called uh, code in Figma code, right? So if you look at these assets here, you see this code here, right? If I click on this code, I can create a folder and say, okay, let's say scroll effect, right? So inside this folder now, I can add a code file inside it. So the code can be for creating a component or a framer override. So an override is basically you telling framer that you must do this whenever this is happening. So these are like assignments for you that you can go and do on your own. Because me, I'm not a developer, but this framework code is a game changer because there are some things that framework does not have. But because they are code overrides, framework will have it. And most of them are JavaScript based. So you can go and look at how what you can do to include these components and overrides into your workflow. There are lots and lots of videos for you to watch, and I can give you the names of some people that me I personally follow, and that because me I'm still learning. I'm still learning just like you every day. There are new stuff that are dropping almost every day, right? So you guys need to just after this call, you just gonna say, okay, this guy showed us Figma and that's it. No, we are barely scratching the surface of what Figma can do. As you can see, Figma is building the website, right? So for you to be able to learn more, for you to be able to get better, you need to follow people that are like Figma gurus. So I'm going to be showing you some of them now. So let me open a new tab over here and go to youtube.com. So you guys can take a screenshot of this and you guys can write their name. So there's somebody called Rayan Hayward. Am I spelling his name weird? Okay. So this is his account. Look at this face. This guy is a bastard. He's a guru. Like he's making money with Framer. So go and follow this guy. Go and watch videos. Also, the most important one is Framer themselves. Go to Framer on YouTube. Follow their main account. They are very, very good. They drop lots and lots of bits. And look at this guy, Framer University. His name is Nandi. This guy is also a guru. So by the time you start watching more and more videos, you will learn and you will understand. There's even have a website called frameruniversity.com or framer.university, right? Let me say framer. university, and he has courses, he has things, he has resources that you can always come and use. Like look at this thing now. These are like buttons, uh, components. Like this place is packed, right? So you can come here. Let me paste this. Let me paste it in the chat box for you guys. So yeah, so you guys come here, enjoy yourself. There are so many things, play around. Nobody's going to arrest you because everything here is free. So now let's see what Frame is cooking. This background that you're seeing here is one of those shaders that I showed you guys earlier. Frame is using it as part of it. And as you can see, you will see that there are some alignment issues, right? So this is not, 100% set in stone that, oh, if I use the Figma AI, it's going to give me the best. No, you still have to come and sort some issues like this responsiveness now. But let's allow you to finish first. As you can see, he's already fixing it himself. See, already fixing it. So, Figma is cooking. So this is the good part that you're enjoying now. Just imagine that all your life you just see Framer as the only way for you to make a living, and there's now this AI now that is now building all of this thing for people, and all your clients are saying, no, we don't need it anymore. So while he's still building, because look like this work is big for Framer, okay, it's almost done. Let's quickly look at how places where you can make money apart from selling templates and other things. So there's something called Contra. So Contra is basically a platform similar to Upwork, where you can go and advertise your services and then you make money, right? So you can create an account with them. Let me show you my profile. So this is my profile, right? You create a profile with them and then you post your work, right? So these are some of my work that I've posted. I am not successful over here because me, I am not a good freelancer. You can see this portfolio. Well, let's even look at it. It's been a while. Easy.framer.website. So, guys, this is one of the first websites I ever made. She never even know I was talking to it. I just shocked her one day with it. So, this is like 2023 or so. This is so funny. Wanted to beat this now. This is not how I would have beat it, but so Daisy has made some changes to it, right? So yeah, look at it. Yeah, so this is one of the portfolios, one of the work that that I did. And if you want to see other work that I've done, you can go to Flow by Herox. This is one of the agencies I worked with, right? So let's go to their template store. Here, let's see. Okay. So these are some of the templates that I built. Okay. So among all of these templates here, I was one that built this one. No, I'm not the one that built this one. I'm not the one that built this one. I'm not the one that built this one. I'm the one that built this one. Yes. This paywave. Look at it over here. Paywave. That's Framer. That's website. Okay, I'm the one that built this. And this is one of our high selling. I mean, it's not our idea. I'm no longer there. So, but right now, like this, just like though we took screenshots from that, so people can just come here, take screenshot of this, and just build this, use AI to build it, right? Yeah. So let's continue talking about Contra. As you can see, I've only made just 1K dollars here. I've not made money over here, right? But I still haven't had time for this, right? I'm very, very occupied with my current job now, but I'm still going to have time for this. So what contract does for you is that basically, especially if you have the pro plan, they will be connecting you with clients based on how they get clients because this contract is a very, very big marketplace. So and now let's just forget about me. I'm just one person. Let's look at big, big people, right? People that are making money, people that are making good money, right? Let's look at what can we look at now? Uh, I think I'm following some people. There's something I'm following. Look at this Prague guy. This guy is a bastard. He's making money like crazy, right? This guy too. This guy. Let's look at the accounts. So why is Prague's account not showing fully? Okay. How is it showing this way? Okay, don't worry now. Let's use another way to search for him. Contract. This guy. Uh-huh. Yeah, this is what I was about to show. I was trying to show you guys. So look at this guy. He has made over $250,000 from contract, and these are some of his works. As you can see, nothing spectacular. But some of these guys, they have they have mad connections. Imagine this guy works with Zapier, worked with Apple, right? Let's even look at our own Nigerian person. What's that his name again? I always forget his name. Hakim. This guy is also like one of our senior man there. Where is there his accounts? Where is there his account? There is account. Did he change the name? Look at him over here. So he has made 100K, right? This is a Nigerian guy like you and I. And he's not, I think he's 25 now, right? Yeah, so as you can see, he's using a Max account. So you can create an account over here and you can certify yourself. Like, look at this guy now, he has all of the certifications. So don't just create an account. You have to take their tests. Me, I only have one. I'm just a Figma expert. Him now is expert in all of these things and he's making money. And this is not the only account he has. Though. There is Studio Duo. I think that one has even made more money than this is personal account. And that's Studio Duo. Studio Duo. I don't know why it's still bringing us here. Maybe change the name as well, but I know there is this Studio Duo and they're also making bag as well. So guys, let's have a look at what we are building. So guys, that's just the long and short. The contract is one of the ways that you can make money. You can also make money from LinkedIn as well. I used to work for a company in the UK called Solar on Steroids, and yeah, I work with them on part-time basis, right? So I made them on LinkedIn, right? So post your work on LinkedIn, disturb like people are out there every day posting daily, and these are the kind of people that you're competing with. You're competing with people like me, people that are way better than me, right? So if you want to be successful with Framer, come and look at these guys that are successful. Look at them. Look at what they've added in their portfolio. Look at the kind of website that they have. You now go and build stuff that are similar to them and upload on your contract account. You can do it on Upwork as well. But me personally, I feel like Upwork is saturated, but people are still making money from it as well. So you can come and look at all of this amazing website that you've built, and you can build it. And one of the ways that you can learn it quickly is for you to come to this Framer template section, pick a particular template, and rebuild it from scratch by yourself. You look at this free. Okay, let's look for a free template now, for example. Let's click on this one. So, this template is free now. One of the things that you can do is to come and look at it. Look at how they structure everything, and then you now rebuild it. That's one way that you can learn. I don't know why this is taking long, but when you click on this for free, it should duplicate it into your Figma account, right? So you look at it. This one, it even have light and dark mode. I think it's a very, very good one for you where you can actually learn. But now let's go back to our build. So it has finished building it. And it says that this workspace use 80% of our credits. Is what I was trying to say earlier. Just this small work that it did now, it has used 80% of the credits. Now let's preview it. As you can see in this background, you know that shade I showed you earlier? That's what it's used in this background, right? So, as you can see, this is a very, very generic website. Very, very generic. It didn't even add any animation, right? Yeah. So don't just see AI as the be all and end all. AI is usually good to be a starting point for you. For example, I can come here and make modifications to this. So you can come here now and say, okay, I want to add animations to this. So if I click on this now, you know about the part I told you that is going to show up when once you start having design. Look at it over here. Just like there you have your Figma properties. If you click on any element, those properties will show over here. And you can now start adding styles to each of those elements. For example, this text now, we can add an effect to it. So we can add a text effect to it that on appear, something will happen. So just clicking on that plus there, something has happened to it already. Look at it. You can change this, you can put any kind of effect that you want. So look at this. We can change this to shake, or we can change it to scale or something. So let's see how that looks like. So
what are you clicking to preview it?
okay, you see this plus button at the top. You can click on this plus over here. It's showing preview. You can click on this plus over here. It will preview it. They are the same thing. So now let's quickly talk about responsiveness. Now, I actually didn't expect the AI to even make it as responsive as this. But as you can see, it has made it responsive already for us, right? Sometimes some of the challenges that you might have is that, see this one that vertical now. Sometimes the AI might leave it to be horizontal like this. You might be the one that will come and make it vertical. And how do you do that? Look at this place called layout. If you click on the frame, which the elements, the container holding them, you see the direction. I can change it to horizontal. I can make it vertical. So that is what the AI just did, right? So I was hoping that it will make some errors that we can even come and look at and say, okay, let's use that to fix some things there. But I'm shocked that it's actually built everything well. Let's look at
They improve it every time.
Yeah, they improve it over time. They improve it. So you can come here and make changes. For example, now this shader that is in this background here, you might come and edit the shaders, change the colors anyhow you like, right? So this was what the AI chose, right? So this shaders is just elements to make your just a graphical element to make your design better. And if you notice, the design is being cut off over here. Do you guys wonder why it's doing like that? It's because there's something called max width and minimum width. So all of this you are going to learn it if you do more research on Figma. But if you click on your frame, you see this thing called max width. So this max width is usually added so that if somebody uses a very, very large screen, like a TV screen, your website is not going to just expand to be as large as the screen. So you're just limiting It's just limiting it. So you can actually make this like maybe 1440 for this, right? Make this 1440. So if we play it now and we expand it, you should have to expand more. But those sections that we didn't, we maintained the previous max with that the AI added, it maintained. But the ones that we increased it, see that it has increased. So yeah. What else do we want to look at? Yeah, so the let's talk about some components now. Now, some of these elements on your screen, on our screen are components. Like this button now. If you click on it, it will take us to where the components are. So now, this is the base button, primary button, secondary button. You might say, oh, I want my button to have a hover state. Let's go back and see if there is any hover state on this button currently. Currently, there's no hover state. There are two ways that you can add a hover state. One way is a very generic way, which personally I don't really like it, but people do it. So this one way, if I click on it now, I'll come to this place here. You see this effect? I can click on effect. I will now click on this hover. So automatically, Figma will automatically add an hover effect. The hover effect is not a color effect that they're adding. They're adding like a scaling or size. So they can make the button grow big or grow smaller on hover. So let's make this one grow big on hover. So currently, Figma has scaled it to 1.1. Let's increase a little bit. Now, if we come and check it in prototype, now let's see what happens. If I hover it, see that the button grows. I don't really like this personally, but people do it, people like it, right? So let's go and remove that. And now let's look at the traditional way of adding an over effect. You can use both type of over effect as well on it if you want to. So let's go to the properties of this component. If I click on this now, you can see that I can add another state, just like you have on Figma. So, but just like on Figma, you have to duplicate it. You can also do that over here, but there are some presets that you can use here. So let's say I click on this hover now. So it has automatically created a hover state. But how will you now see the hover state? Because currently the hover state and the base state have the same color. What can you do? There are two things you can do. You can create a style where this text can just move to the right or to the left, or you can just, the background color will just change. But for this demo, let's just do a normal color background change. So this is currently the color. So what if we invert the color? Let's invert the color. Let's invert the color. So you can actually preview from here as well. I don't know if you can see it, but the color is changing. The color has inverted. But let's use something that will show more, because people that have color blindness may not notice it. So let's change the hue of this color. Maybe something like a green for this. And then for this one, let's use something like a purple. So now let's preview this. So you can see now the color is changing in a very marked way. So this one way that you can add like an overstate. So there's a lot that goes into it. But one interesting thing that you can do is that instead of me doing this color change over here, I could have just come here to chat with it and tell you, okay, go and change that button color. Go and change that text. Go and change. Okay, let's do an example now. Let's say the text on the hero section is too serious. Use something more playful like Notion does. So you can type this, right? And you can also like take a screenshot of that section so that the AI we target the section. So let's see if I can do that and take a screenshot of this and paste it. So let's see if this will work. It should work, but let's see. I hope you guys are getting some value for your time over here. And don't worry, we'll be ending very, very soon. We've touched most of the things that I want to touch. After this, I'll just show you how to publish. And if you want to add a new domain name, I'll show you how to do that. I'll also show you how to do some SEO settings. And if you want to turn this into a template, I'll show you where you can fill the form for it. Because you can't just submit something to go and sell in the market. If you create a template, Figma people will actually go through it to ensure that the quality of your template is good. So for example, now see what the AI has done. It has changed the name. I turned messy marketing into tidy growth systems. See, how you use it to work. So long you have money to be paying for the credits, right? You will just be prompting it. You really don't even need to do anything. You can just come and say, okay, add a smooth scroll effect, right, to the page, right? And once the AI is done with that one, because it's still working on that request that we made. So now it's now looking at the smooth scroll effect. Before, if you want to do a smooth scroll effect, there's one component that you have to go and copy. Okay, that's finished. I want to go to one name. So in the past, we wanted to do like a, because there's something called smooth scroll. See how this page is scrolling now. This scroll is not smooth. So let's actually even do, let me show you that smooth scroll. Let me see if I can see, where do we usually find that smooth scroll components. Let's see if we see it on this page. Let's search smooth scroll component. Yeah, how to add smooth scroll to your Figma. Open your Figma project, go to the smooth scroll component. Go to this one, go to the Figma University so and click on copy component. Where is the component? Look at the component here. I'll just come and copy it. I will now come here. I'll click. You see this one that says primary? I'll click on it and I will now paste it. So it's inserting it. So you don't need to know where the. So all you have to do now is just to press play, and then now start scrolling. I don't know if you guys notice any change. Why is he putting it outside? It supposed to be inside. So let's see. Okay, I started it now. It was not there before. So we could have just done this by telling AI to do it, right? But now we've added the component. Because you will not see the component anywhere. It's just like a hidden something. So there's so many things that you can do. You can add a component that will change your cursor. There's so many things that you can do, right? So let's really look at publishing your website. So let's say you're happy with everything that you have over here now. Click on publish. And you now click on, so it has published it. When you click on this link over here, the website that we just created is there, right? But you can't be using this kind of link now, mysterious mercury. It doesn't look good, right? So I can go and get a free domain. So now you can either get a custom domain which you have to pay for, or if you have an existing domain, you connect it, but you need to upgrade. But to get this free one now, so since this one is for color, let's say color website, color.figma.website. Let's see if it will be there. You see, fortunately, nobody has claim this name. So we have claimed this now for this website. So this is the base URL and this is the custom URL. You can always come here to remove it and add a custom domain. But you can be using this color website or Figma.website, similar to the one that Lizzy uses over here, Lizzy.Figma.website, right? Like me now, I have one like that for my own website. I think this is it. So this one now is the Figma domain that I use for my website, but I still have my own uh, custom domain that I've paid for that I still also use as well. Both of them are the same website, just that one is better for presentation. So, this one that has my name, hamzaabdul.com now, it's better in job applications. It doesn't mean that this one will not work. This one will not work. And this one that has this Mercury something something is even worse, right? So if you're building your portfolio, the least you should do, if you have something like this. So now we have our website. What are some things that we can do to make our website better? So one of the things that we can do is that we can come to this page settings. You see, Figma has even the AI has even done it for us already by giving the description. So if someone goes and search, this is part of SEO settings, right? If someone goes and search Kola Ogunjobi digital marketing consultant now, the SEO has been set, right? So you can add some information here, right, to help you get better SEO. You can also add like a preview image for yourself, right? And look at this over here now. If you don't want search engine to see it, you can turn it off. So these are some SEO settings that you can do, right? And yeah, so just do your best to play around with uh the framer, work on your design, publish it. Don't just work on one design and be satisfied with it. Work on as many as possible because there is no limit to what you can do. If you come to this framer marketplace, you can fall into depression because you will see the kind of work that people are doing, just be wondering, am I a potato? So don't limit yourself to what you can do now. And don't just use the framer for framer work alone. You can come here for website design to look for inspiration, to look at what people are doing, right? So come here, look at what people are doing. If you see elements that are very, very nice, try and incorporate them. For example, if you come to this component, look at this component, for example, now. You can use this. Look at how the eye is following it. You can use this uh, somewhere on your website just to make your website to be fun, right? So you can come here and see how people are applying some of these components, some of these vectors, some of these plugins. You see how they are used. Those people, these guys that I showed you their YouTube channels, go and watch them. These guys are giving serious value for free, right? Go there and learn from them, play around, right? So yeah, I think hope I've not missed anything else. Well, if you have any questions, you can ask, and I'll do my best to answer. So yeah, thank you for listening to me as I've been yapping since. So guys, there are things that we didn't talk about. We didn't talk about textiles, color styles, because most of you are designers. It's basically the same thing. And this presentation is not enough to turn you into a Figma developer. You actually need to go and do the work, watch videos, practice, build, oppress people. Don't let people oppress you. You have to build. You have to always be posting back to back because people are doing crazy stuff out there. Try your best to do everything. Do some AI automations. For example, one of the things that I built one time was um, a platform where you can be posting news live, and once you post it, it automatically go live. So what I did was I incorporated Framer and Make.com, and also you don't necessarily have to just be using Framer for client work. Like me now, I in my company currently, I instead of to go and hire a Framer developer, I also do Figma work for them, which is a way, which in one way enables me to add more value to my company, reducing reducing them outsourcing it, and also reducing work for a developer. For example, there was one time that I wanted a landing page just to get some inbound clients. I wanted to do something free for them that will use AI to extract information from some forms. I had to go and use Framer, make.com. I had to incorporate like 4 different AI platforms, Zapier, yes, Zapier as well, so that I'll be able to get one thing to connect to another, to connect to another, to connect to another. So what people are doing out there with AI is crazy. So you need to learn, don't just learn Framer, don't just learn how to use Claude, learn how to incorporate other tools. There is Airtable, there is Superbase. You can use them as your back end. For example, on Framer now, the CMS is very, very limited. You can only use like 1,000 capacity, right? But if you're able to use Airtable now, you can use Superbase as your backend to be storing your information as a backend. You can even use your Google account as a place where you can be storing your information instead of paying to get more bandwidth from Framer. So anything you want to do basically, so this is my long and short form of advice for you. Anything you want to build, believe that Framer can do it. So what you now have to do is, let's say you want to build a website where people can go and pay for a subscription. Currently, Framer has something called Framer authentication, where you build a website, people will now access it. So for them to subscribe, you need to incorporate that Framer auth into it, and then you make your money from it. If you want to build a website to be scrapping data online, maybe like job application or something now, you can build it by yourself using Framer and you'll be using it. I have a friend that built a job application website that will automatically be giving him the latest information, that the latest job application, the latest job that has been launched on LinkedIn for a particular maybe product development. If you be scrapping it, it will create a job post on that website and share it with just his friends. So anything you can think of, Framer can do it. All you have to do is, you want to do is just make sure that for each step that you are doing, you are always browsing. Okay, you can just browse how to design the website. Then how do I connect Framer to Airtable? How do I connect Framer to Make? How do I connect Framer to LinkedIn? How do I make AI to scrape data and show it on Framer? There's a video for it. If there's no video for it, there'll be a documentation for it, right? People are doing crazy stuff out there. So don't limit yourself, be open-minded, and go and build amazing things out there. So if you have any questions, I'm open.
Thank you, Hamza. Thank you so much. Do we have questions from anybody? You can raise your hand. Let me know if you have questions. Oh, someone wants to unmute. Ben?
Okay, yes, so good evening, everyone. I don't know if I'm audible, if you can hear me.
Yeah, we can.
Okay, so thank you very much, Lizzy, for this. And thank you, Hamza, for everything you have shared. It was really, it was a great refresher for me. And I also learned a couple of new things, especially how to incorporate the whole AI workflow. Thank you for that. I have a couple of questions. So there was a part where, as you were working on it, trying to come up with the whole preparation and all using AI, you mentioned MCP. I think I was lost there at that MCP part where you just mentioned MCP and then you went into the AI tool and then you started generating some things. That's one. Then this was my other question. The other question is, now where I work, I use AIs to do some things to speed up some processes. I'm a designer, so I use AI to speed up some of my processes too. You made mention of markdown files. So those markdown files, I just want to ask a question: is it always advisable to use markdown files for almost everything? Let's say you have a document reference that you want to feed into the AI, because I know you made mention, you said these AIs, they use tokens, and if you want to use less tokens, you use the MD files. So let's say I want to reference a document, or I feed a document into the AI for it to help me generate something, is it necessary that for me to use lesser tokens, is it necessary that I convert those documents into markdown files first, or like what's the major advantage of using those markdown files? Is it better than using are they better than me using conventional document files like PDFs, Excel sheets, images, and the likes? That's my second question. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Benjamin. You asked some really sensible questions. So let's really talk about the Markdown files. We'll talk about the MCP. Now, before now, Markdown files didn't used to exist. Markdown files were created specifically to be used to give information to AI. So in the past, even currently, you can still send any format to AI, but they consume a lot of credit. In fact, somebody even did a research and shows that if you use an MCP, an MD file that contains the same information with a PDF file that contains the same information, the MD file contains 100 times less tokens compared to the PDF. Because one thing about PDF is that the AI will have to understand what the PDF is. Now, each letter that is written on the PDF is going to be consuming credits, right? So it's more difficult for AI to understand PDF and Word documents as compared to an MD file. So MD file is like the standard that you should be giving to AI, because that's what AI understands better. So that's just the long and short form of it. So if you want to give, if you have money, you can be using your PDF and this is nothing spoiled, but just so that your credits will run faster and it will be slower, because the slower the AI is, the more credits it consumes. That's what they want you to do. But Google are the one that actually brought the idea of MD, and everybody's now embracing it. So now talking about MD files, actually, MD files is not just for you to give AI. MD files have also graduated into being, like I said, it's the standard now. You can go to get MD files from something, I don't know, where you see MD files for almost every website. So it will contain like the guidelines for each, like how Apple designs, how Netflix design. You can find MD files for it and feed it to Claude, and Claude I think there's a website called getmdfiles.com or something. You can go and look it up. You see a lot of MD files, like it's a library, right? So that's it for MD files. Now let's talk about MCP. MCP means model concept protocol. Don't worry, I just looked it up now. But that's what MCP means. So MCP, before in development, we might have something called APIs. You will be hearing developers saying API. So API are just simply ways which your front end can communicate with your back end, or a front end from another developer can connect to the front end to another developer. Just basically, if you go to a restaurant now and the chef are serving food, that's what API is. API, the restaurant serving, you don't know where the food is coming from, but you know that there's food, right? But now, because of the advent of AI, we now needed to have an easier way where different language models will be able to connect and communicate with each other without friction. Because if you want to use an API to connect, you have to go and get an API key. There's people usually say that with an API you can be hacked, right? So hackers usually find like a backdoor to enter your platform through your API. Now, the MCP is just a way to connect one platform to another, similar to API, just that it is faster, easier, and more AI aligned. So now what I was trying to do earlier was I wanted to connect Figma MCP to Claude. If you're a designer, you know about Figma, where you can connect Figma to Claude and be designing in Figma using prompts in Claude, right? Now you can do the same with almost every platform now. Because MCP is like the future now. The time we call everything you just be connected with MCP and you just be prompting and then you are going to build it for you. So I don't know why that didn't work earlier, but I currently use that MCP for most of my work. I'm working. That's what I'm saying. AI is taking everybody's job. At my work currently, I barely do any design. What I just do is I give AI concepts and ideas for me and tell it that, look, build these things for me. So if you now build those concepts, like 5 or 6 of them, I'll now start tweaking it, right? That's how MCP works. And that's how you can apply it to your workflow. It's a very, very big game changer. So I hope I've answered your question.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you, Hamza. I also want to add to the markdown question for some of us that are just sharing for the first time. Hamza has done a great job explaining it, right? And if you have, the way Hamza used it, he told the Claude to convert it or bring, he prompted Claude to give him an output in markdown. So for people that already have documents already in your system or your Google Docs or whatever, when you want to download, instead of just downloading as PDF, they've added markdown to the options. So just download as markdown instead of downloading as PDF or what was it, Word. Instead of downloading as PDF or Word, just download it as markdown and then upload it to your LLM, ChatGPT, Claude, whatever. So it reduces the number of tokens that it will burn. And then there's one other thing that I also wanted to mention when Hamza was creating, was that if you notice that we exhausted his credit in this call, right? So for people that might want to go and try this out, ensure that, so one of the things that I do when using AI is that I try to minimize tokens. Yeah, so I do conversation on a separate LLM and then work on a separate one. So like how Hamza started with giving us, let's do the documentation on ChatGPT and all of those. If you have questions, right, questions that will help you, but is not production, you can ask ChatGPT those questions. Once you get answers to it, then come and prompt it inside the tool, maybe inside Figma or Cloud Code or Anti-Gravity or whatever tool that you use, right? So that it will reduce the amount of token, because token langeo, if you don't understand Yoruba, now talking with a chop, yeah. Now talking with a chop, yeah. So you have to be smart with it. If not, you realize that you will not do so much, and then the credit has finished, and then you have to wait till maybe the next day or some hours for it to like fill up. So try and make sure that all your documentation, you do it in one ChatGPT or Claude, whatever, whichever one that you use, Copilot, whatever that you use, then do your actual production in the tool that you want to use. Then another thing again is that if you already have basic knowledge of Framer, instead of starting afresh with agents, just do your basic. Maybe you are trying to use a template that you found, right, that you want to tweak, bring it into the canvas, do the basic work first. Then when it's not time for improvement, then now let the agent do the improvement. You understand? Just to conserve tokens, because the truth is, if not that our token finish in this session, we realize that the first output that AI gives you is not what you accept. You have to keep doing a lot of iteration for you to get to that gain, place that you want to be on that particular work you're working on. So try, since a lot of us kind of have basic knowledge, don't start with the agent because it will finish, the token will finish. Just do the basic one without the agent first. Then maybe the ones that you cannot do by yourself, that you don't know where to do it, you can tell the agent to do it for you. Or when it's time for you to like improve animations, and all of those, the automation, then you cannot ask the agent to do it for you. See how the agent did the SEO settings already. I didn't even know that the agent could do that, and like that's like a game changer. So we can now build smarter and faster in Framer, and we can, achieve a lot of things with it. So that's just what I want to add. Any question? Any question from anybody? No question. Can we rewatch the session? Yes. Are you in the group? Did you join the group chat when the link was sent? Okay, so the recording will be sent to the group, only on the group. Any other question? You're welcome. Any other question? Okay, you can put it in the chat. You can put the question in the chat. So while we are waiting for Tolulope to put a question in the chat, I also want to add that, like, I can't actually remember the last time that I actually did a particular any design from scratch, right? Because of AI. Yeah, so like the bone of contention has moved from, will AI replace me or will AI take my job? It has moved from that to people that use AI will replace people that don't, right? And it's not just about you asking simple question, chatting AI. It's about using AI to work smarter, to automate your work, to like do, like, if somebody comes to me and tell me that they want a design today, I'll tell them that it's possible. You understand? Okay. What is the name of the Chrome extension you use for Go Full Page? So I already put it in the chat. You can scroll up. I put in the chat, rather. I said Go Full Page is a Chrome extension. You can add it to your Chrome. You can add it to your Chrome. So every designer should actually have that. It allows you to take full screenshots of any page. Like, take it from the hero section down to the footer, and then you can even export it as a PDF for you in case you are doing presentation or whatever. What if you have a design done on Figma? Can you take it to Framer and use the AI agent to generate the exact design? Yes, but I'll let Hamza answer that properly.
Yeah, if you have the design on Figma already, you just use the Figma to Framer plugin, and it will send it from Figma to Framer for you automatically. That's the old way. that is the old way. I think I mentioned it at the beginning of the call. That's the old way of doing it. So you don't even need AI for that one. It's just a plugin on Figma, and it will, okay. Let me quickly show you how you can do that. Well, that one is like ancient of days. Yeah, okay, so this is an example now, right? So I can come here. This is Figma, right? I want to send this to Framer. So I'll come here. On that plugin, I'll say Figma to Framer. So that it's Figma to HTML with Framer. So I will now select. So I can select the entire design, but it's usually better for you to choose the section first, so I can do it individually. So let's click on it again. So it's copying it now. So it has copied it like this. I can now go to my framer. Let's go to pages. Let's create a new page, right? So I can now paste this inside this new page. What's going on? So it's pasting now. Uploading Figma images. So is that this process is very manual. So easy. So I can make this instead of I can make this relative. The log that I did that I've done is so 100%. I can now be changing the text color to white because that's a white background. Change this to white as well, right? So this one, I'll go to my layers, this lights. I can reduce the size. I can make it relative as well. It should always be like maybe let's use 90%, 90%. Then I can come to each of them like this and give it the max width. Let's see the max width now can be fixed. Let's say I use 1280. This is my desktop. It's only 1200. Let's say I want it to be 1440. Right, see, we're already making this look better already, right? Reduce this. So, this is how we used to do it before, but because of AI, nobody has time for this anymore. You get nobody has time for this anymore. Make this like this, please fill, right? This is the fill container as well. So just like that, we've brought this place in, and we can continue editing if you want to edit. So I didn't want to show you guys all of these ones before, but so these are you can bring stuff from Figma to Framer, right? So that was a quick demo of that. So hope that answers the question.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other question?
Hello.
Hi. Hi,
Good
Eliason.
evening. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so I wanted to ask, how can we, let's say I'm working in Cloud AI, and then I want to copy. I saw a component on Framer which I really love, and I want to copy it. Is that possible?
Yes, it's very, very possible. So what you have to do at that point is you're going to reverse engineer it. If that plugin is paid, for example, you have to do something called reverse engineering. So what you're going to do is to go to the plugin information, right? Every plugin has like a detail, right? So you 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 creating a plugin is a lot of work, right? So I don't think it's something that you want to do, but if you say you want to do it, no other, you can do it. You have to understand what the plugin does. You will now copy the link of that plugin and give it to Framer. You now explain it to the Framer that you want to redo this plugin. And so the first thing that you should do is you tell Framer to give you the
Do it
step-by-step
in
process
plug.
of publishing a plugin. What do you say?
She wants to do it in plug. In Claude. It's Claude, right? Or Framer?
No,
Claude.
it's
Claude.
Claude. It's Claude. So the first thing that you have to do is to ask Claude how to launch a plugin on Framer. So once you've seen the process, you now go and carry that plugin that you want to make or you want to steal. You now show it the plugin, tell it what the plugin does, right? All plugins usually have link, right? So you send the link to Claude. Claude will now analyze it. It will now build it for you. But it may not be exactly how that plugin works. So you now have to start tweaking it until you get to what you want. And then that's one of the ways to actually learn actually. So I'm going to look at the plugin to go and understand the mechanics of how that plugin works. And then you now try and build it. So that's how you do it.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're
So
welcome.
another question I want to ask is that, okay, if I probably I like a website on a design on Figma. So how can I, if I want to, because I saw a design recently and I wanted to screenshot it. I wanted to take a screenshot of it, but I could not do it. So I don't know if there's another way.
There's no way. There's no way you can take screenshot of any website now. Okay. Yeah. So what that person did was I've forgotten the name. So that website was built with code, right? So you can actually do that on Framer as well to make your website to uh, so that people won't be able to screenshot it. So people usually do that for because of theft. Because people like you, because people like you.
No, no, it's just for inspiration, not for stealing.
So so the way you can do it is that you can use your laptop to screen record, right? You start the screen record before you go to the website, right? Sometimes that will even work. So another way that you can do it is to use your phone to snap it. You use your phone to be snapping it. Ehen. So that's the only way to bypass it. But you cannot, it's not allow you to screenshots. So yeah, that's how it is.
All right, thank you very much.
You're
Yeah.
welcome. I remember we did that for my site when we were building it back then, right?
Yeah.
We did it so that you'll not be able to like copy the images,
Yes.
like steal the images and go and use it as your own, like maybe you're the one that did the work or stuff. So people
Yeah.
actually do that to protect their work, right? So I think if screen recording does not work, try go full page. If go full page does not let you screen, take the whole thing, maybe snap it on your phone or do screen recording or it's just like how they blocked you from taking screenshots or WhatsApp. Now you cannot screenshot somebody's profile. Like you can't do it again. So once they've like once they've engineered it, you cannot bypass it. So if you have tried every method and it's not working, just go and look for another inspiration that you'll be able to like steal. Let me use that word.
Yeah. That's the only way. That's the only way.
Any other question? Questions. Okay, so I believe we've learned how to use Framer smarter, and we not only learn how to use Framer smarter, we learned how to use AI smarter. Framer was just like a, a means to an end for us to get there. So, look at it as you learned beyond Framer. You learned how to use AI smarter. You learned how to reduce your tokens when attaching files to your AI. You learned how to prompt better. You learned that, and one thing that is very important, if you are new to developing or you are new to creating sites for people or for yourself, right? Make sure that you always start with a document. I know that we're always tempted to just go to AI and say, I want to build a digital marketing website for myself. I sell beans and rice, and then you just sell it. That urge is always there. It was there before AI came. When we designers, before you go and do your user experience analytics and research, you just want to go and be creating pixels and creating rectangles and circles and redesigning. And then they will tell you that no, that's not the way to start. So there's always um a behind the scene, right? The documentation and all of those things before you feed so the same way, if you want to build a site for somebody, you do your research, you gather inspiration, you understand the products that you are building, you understand everything, So the same thing too, you have to do documentation, use ChatGPT, Claude, whatever tool that you use, Copilot, whatever, to get a documentation, flesh out. Excuse me. I was in an event last week. Was it last week where we were having AI conversations and they were asking me to tell them about my flow and process? Maybe in another session we'll do it for our community here, right? But it's going to prolong this. So, like, there are processes to use AI effectively, right? That you get the most out of it. Yeah. So, I'm glad we are all here. And going forward, writing from like after this session, we're going to be having more of AI series, like maybe Claude, how to use it properly, prompting and all of those things. We've done prompting in the past, right? So if you attended that class, you'll understand what I'm saying. We've done prompting, how to prompt, kinds of prompting. We've done it in the past. We even taught for people that are just building, we've taught in this community, we've taught different dev languages that you need to know and understand so that when you're chatting with your LLM, you're not confused. You know, recently I saw a post, I posted on my status where you're just pressing allow. Claude will give me click XMLGBT, yes, allow. Any small thing, allow. They allow. We don't even know what we are allowing. We don't understand what we don't even know what we are allowing. If Claude just comes, we just have to press allow. Any small thing, allow. So there was a session that we had like I think 2 or 3 months ago where we talked about dev languages. So if you have not attended any of our sessions, I think just check our YouTube page to catch up on those sessions. Just search for Lizzy Dahunsi on YouTube, or just chat me up. I'll send you one of those links directly. So in our next session, we'll also be treating AI, but in another realm or another aspect. So just stay tuned. If you're not in the group yet, join the group. I also send invite to past attendees or previous attendees so that in case they see it and they are interested in joining. So in case you see those kind of sessions, it's not to spam, it's just to alert you that we're having another session in case you want to join. So this brings us to, I think there's a question. Somebody said I didn't answer their question. Okay, sorry, Oluwatoyin. Thank you, Amza. What are your favorite Framer plugins or resources that saves time?
Yeah, I answered. I said my favorite plugin is the Framer MCP, and I hardly use other plugins because anything I tell AI will just do it for me. So all I just do is just tweak. And for resources, I usually go to Framer University, and I don't usually have like a specific resource that I use because the thing is that different websites have different requirements. So you can't have one resource that you'll be using for all of them. It depends on what you want to do. Sometimes you want an image, sometimes you want like a shader, sometimes you want like a globe. So anything you're looking for, you just go and look for any way to get it right. So you don't need to have a favorite resource that you use. For me, if I have a resource that I'll call my favorite resource now, it's Claude because it does everything for me. So that's it.
Yeah, all right. I hope that answers the question. Okay, so in our next session, like I said, we'll be doing something around Claude. So stay tuned, join the community, send me a DM if you didn't receive any maybe invites from me. Most of the time I post them in the community, right? Sometimes I don't remember to send it to past participants. Sometimes I do remember, but I always like you to join the group so that because we do this every month so that you can see the next session and then you can join. So we'll be doing something around Claude next session. So stay tuned. I can't wait to see all of you guys there. Thank you all for joining today. Please let me blow some emojis to Amza. Thank you, Amza, for coming to share your wealth of knowledge willingly with us. I did not put a gun to his head. You know,
Yeah,
I didn't. I
yeah, my
didn't
Oga.
whine.
Lizzy is my Oga. Lizzy is my Oga.
I didn't
Press and
whine.
make of very
I simply just, I simply just told him, Amza. And do you know what? See how God works, right? So last year I planned how all our sessions will go this year, at least to like half of the year, right? And AI, building AI, like AI in Framer had not been implemented when I had planned like this. And I think it was until last month that I started noticing that AI is now inside Framer. For you to see that we work with direction and with God. here in this community. Like, it's a purpose that God has given to me. And if you notice, I'm not doing it for money or it's just to fulfill purpose. That's just it. So even if it's 2 people that joined the session, I'm fine. As long as those people learn something, that's okay for me. It's just now after this session that I'll plan the next, like, rest of the half, like remaining half of the year. And I'm starting with Claude because everybody's favorite tool is Claude. Even people that don't know how to use it very well, their favorite tool is Claude, but they are still not using it as much as they ought to. So our next session, we're going to be doing something around Claude. I'm going to bring in somebody that like builds with Claude on a daily basis. I already have, I've not told the person, so I don't need to put gun on his head. Once I tell him, I'm sure that willingly he'll be happy to come into the session because I have amazing people around me. Like, to just I have you guys, and I have Hamza and Shegs. Shegs joined this call. I don't know if he's still there,